Right, we're in business. Well, hello everyone and welcome to Life on Board Amy Joe. And this week we're continuing our journey as we leave Milton Keynes and Campbell Park and continue our journey south down towards London. In this trip we stop overnight at the top of the Soulbury Locks and meet a very nice gentleman called Graham, and then we carry on until we get to Marsworth Junction, which is the start of the Aylesbury Arm. Loads of new development going up here with moorings. It's nice to see new moorings going in. Now this rather unusual lock is most unusual because it has a footbridge or a swing bridge across the lock, which is rather convenient for the pub, I have to say. But it's a double lock, so we'll see how we get on. We arrived at Soulbury Bottom Lock and we had to wait for the lock to empty so that we could go in. But while we were waiting, this group of characters wearing what can only be described as large hats decided they were going to walk across the lock. We're not sure if it was a wedding party or a hen party or what, but there was somebody setting up a tripod next to the pub, so we think they were going for a photo opportunity. Clearly they weren't happy about walking across the lock. We really haven't done much videoing today because, quite frankly, we're out in an urban area into the countryside again, and there really wasn't that much to video. But it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we've stopped just above the Soulbury Locks. There's a group of 3 locks near Stoke Hammond, and we've moored up against a boat that's very familiar if you watch Minimalist, because this is wobbly. It's the Wobbly Boater's boat, and he accompanied Michael and Joe across the wash. As we were coming down the Soulbury Locks, we were met by this gentleman, Graham. Such a lovely gentleman who follows our vlogs, and he wanted to help us work the paddles on some locks. He'd never done it before, so Chris showed him how to do it, and he helped us down through the locks. So we're most grateful, Graham. Lovely to meet you, and thank you so much for your help at the lock. After cruising for a while, we came across this boatyard about to haul out this 70-foot boat. I have to say the crane driver was amazing. The 2 guys were struggling with the straps, and they realised that the boat had drifted right across the cut and we had to stop and wait. The crane driver deftly lifted the boat up very slightly with the 2 guys on board and swung the boat across into the bank so that we could pass. They still hadn't lifted the boat out when we left out of sight. Well, in the 8 years that we've been doing boating now, we've done loads of double locks, but we were shown a new way of working a double lock that works really well, especially if it has gate and ground paddles. And the trick is to keep the boat back in the lock, as far back as you can, and then open the paddle next to it. That then the water surges across the lock and runs down the side of the boat and keeps it to the wall. Once the sill is nearly covered, open the gate paddle, and the surge of water pouring down from the gate paddle also runs down the side of the boat, and that too helps to keep the boat against the wall, and it works really well. Amy Jo just sits against the wall and doesn't move. Absolutely brilliant. Sadly, with this lock and the one before, they've only got ground paddles, so there's no gate paddles, so we can't show you now. I mentioned earlier about opening the gate paddle before the lock's full to pin the boat to the wall, and there's the there we are. I'm not touching the helm, I've got no power on, and the boat is just sitting nice and tidily against the wall while the lock fills, thanks to the gate paddles being opened early. Wouldn't recommend doing this unless you've you've got some experience though, because you do need to keep the boat back from the lock gate, otherwise things can go badly wrong. One of our live feed viewers, Old Charlie, asked the question, bridges have numbers, do locks have numbers as well? Well, yes they do, and some locks also have names. Not all, but some, and most rather, and they're usually named on a board alongside. You can't see it very clearly, but it's a bit dirty. Well, this is actually Seabrook lock number 35. Whilst waiting at this lock for this lock to fill with water, this gentleman started chatting to Chris, and he was very helpful, giving us useful information of where to find supermarkets down the Aylesbury arm.
And then there's a basin right at the absolute end, plenty of space to walk. But we moored up in the countryside, so I don't know what the mooring arrangements are.
So there was a Tesco or Sainsbury's along the way.
There's a Tesco.
Yeah, Tesco. I thought what I'll do is I'll just get. We don't need to go in the town.
When you see the Circus Marina,
Yeah.
there's actually a Lidl right near there. That's where we went to shop. But there is a Tesco alongside as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got all the facilities.
We've literally just turned on to the Aylesbury arm, and there is a 2-lock staircase, and I brought the boat into the top lock while Chris dealt with the bottom lock, and I'm looking at the lock gates thinking there's no paddle gear. Where on earth is the paddles? How do we lower the lock? Well, there you go folks, that's all for this one, and as you can tell we have a bit of a problem with the lock, but we'll reveal all next week, and those of you that have done that lock will know the answer, so please don't give it away. But I hope you enjoyed the vlog folks. We're trialling a new intro this week. When we run our videos, once they've gone live, we tend to fast forward the intro, so we've realised that probably most of you do the same. So we've tried something different this week, and I would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think, whether it's better or whether you prefer the old intro. So I hope you can do that for us. So
leave it in the comments, can't you?
Leave it in the comments, yes, because we do like getting your comments, of course.
Yes, we do. But that trip was a bit samey, which is is the way it is, I suppose, along that stretch of canal.
Yeah, I mean, there were locks. There were lots of locks, and to be fair,
seen locks.
You've seen us do locks. I don't know how many times in our vlogs, so we didn't video them all. The Soulbury locks were quite interesting, and as you saw, we met Graham.
Yeah.
So, and thank you, Graham, for your help again there.
Yeah, and I liked the thatch cottage en route.
Yeah, the thatch cottage was really nice.
It was lovely and pretty.
So, you saw us turn there at Marsworth Junction. We're in the top lock, and we have this issue of where are all the paddles? All will be revealed next week.
That's it.
That's it for now, folks. Stay safe. Look after yourselves and we'll see you next week. Bye now.